Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Because of the clearing from the hurricane, it gave us an opportunity to do some resource management a lot easier and faster than we would have normally been able to do it.
I actually would build up like 100 jigs, and I'd sell them for $1 a piece, which was high back in them days.
The outpouring has been phenomenal because of this tropical bird, which is almost unheard of to be seen in Texas.
State game warden.
We didn't have radios, certainly no cell phones. They were out there on their own.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Doing what's right and good, regardless of the degree of difficulty, takes guts. Those are the people who build Ram Trucks. Ram.
This area is, in between two picnic areas. Why don't you mow this so that we can walk across there? And what we say is, well, if you don't mind walking around for a couple of years, the native trees will come back. The seedlings are there, we just have to give them an opportunity to grow.
First, it was Hurricane Rita in 2005. Then came Hurricane Ike in 2008. Both storms slammed the Texas coast, taking lives, destroying buildings and homes, causing millions of dollars in property damage. Several state parks were hit as well, their beauty altered by a massive loss of vegetation. Today, the land is healing. Despite the destruction, there is new life and, ironically, new opportunity to help restore what was once lost.
It's hard to believe that it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago. It's still a pretty fresh memory sometimes.
David Weeks is the superintendent of Martin Dias Jr. State Park. He's talking about his memory of Hurricanes Rita and Ike and their impact on the park.
Places in this area right here that you could not even see the ground surface. There was so much debris on the ground. Your way in is blocked by the storm debris on the roads that you actually have to stop and physically cut your way into the park. We're out here every day and we take pride in the parks, and to see it damaged, it's not so much discouraging as it is just heartening, because you can see out there, if you look out through the woods, how open it is, and you also notice that there's quite a few pine trees that are sticking up there that are dead. Those trees were damaged by the storm. They didn't die immediately, but because of bug infestations or dry weather, drought conditions, they died.
When Hurricane Rita hit the park, the vegetation was so dense here that falling trees created a domino effect. Two years later, what Rita started, Hurricane Ike finished, creating large open areas that introduced new diversity to the forest.
With the overstory gone, all the underbrush and new trees, which is creating the problem with the invasive species, which are like the tallow trees growing right here, and then the dog fennel weeds that are growing up. And we've seen a tremendous growth in our small animal population as well as our deer population here in the park.
We have less trees, but we certainly have more wildlife. As far as our visitors, I can't tell you the number of visitors that have come up here after the hurricane and cried because they've been coming here for so many years, seeing these big magnificent oaks and magnolias, and then all of a sudden there's so many of them down on the ground.
In fact, it was those two very species of trees that Hurricane Rita blew down on top of the park's nature center.
We had a large red oak hit a magnolia, and both of them hit this building and completely totaled this half of the building. We lost a lot of our exhibits inside, some of our books, some of our educational materials. Thanks to my taxidermy friends and a lot of volunteers, we've been able to restock the Nature Center, making exhibits, hands-on activities for kids and adults. We lost anywhere between 35 to 40% of our trees from the two hurricanes. Originally, this whole area was part of the big thicket, made up more of longleaf pines than the other two pines that we had. All of this area was completely clear-cut right after World War II. So they got all the longleaf pine and left a few of the loblollies. So what came back was loblollies. So when we knew we were going to have to do something with this area, we decided to try to help put it back to the way it was originally. Pretty soon though, say in 25 to 30 years, this area will look like the area with the tall pine trees again.
Just down the road, and also impacted by Hurricanes Rita and Ike, is Village Creek State Park.
We are in the big thicket area of Texas, and it's known for how thick and lush the vegetation is in this area. And when you get this much sunlight reaching the ground, everything comes up and starts growing.
Mother Nature gave park staff here the same opportunity to rebuild the native longleaf pine forest that once dominated this region of Texas.
Because of the clearing from the hurricane, it gave us an opportunity to do some resource management in this area a lot easier and faster than we would have normally been able to do it. An area about 75 acres back here on the south side of the park on this sandy ridge would have been dominated by longleaf pine trees, but it was mostly overgrown with loblolly pine trees and hardwoods, and the hurricane took a lot of those out. Then we came in and mulched the understory, which was about 6 to 8 feet high. Then we followed that with a prescribed burn in the area. The contractor coming in and doing a thinning of some of the remaining loblolly pine trees. We left a few of them, left all the longleaf pine trees here for seed trees, and left a few of the hardwoods. And then the contractor also came back and planted over 25,000 longleaf pine tree seedlings to bring that longleaf back to this area. And about 45 of that 75 acres that we worked on here has been replanted in longleaf pine trees. Before the state bought this property in '79, it had been logged in the 20s and again in the 50s. And so most of the forest was an even-aged forest. All the trees were about the same age, and that's not natural in a forest. And so when the hurricane came through and took out some of the canopy trees, then you have an uneven-aged forest, which creates more biodiversity, because then you have more different types of plants at different levels, which in turn feeds different animals in the ecosystem. So it's a good thing as far as that goes. It's a bad thing when it destroys people's homes and businesses and things like that.
Yes, hurricanes are part of nature, and we have definitely come back as a park, and we're definitely coming back as a beautiful nature area also.
Stanley Jig started out in an 8 by 16 foot little building. My wife Patsy and my 3 daughters, one would pour and help, and I'd paint. I actually would build up like 100 jigs, and I'd sell them for $1 a piece, which was high back in them days. And I would carry them to the tournament. That's how I bought my supper. Hey, I'd sell the jigs and go fish the tournament. I just created a hand-tied rubber skirt. The same rubber, same everything as I did in November, I think it was October, November of 1979 in College Station when we lived out there. My office, I clean it out once a year. I take all the stuff out. And when we clean it up, I'm lost for at least a month till I clutter it back up. I'm tying them new skirts in there yesterday and building the new clackery buzz bait. I got that little bitty spinnerbait over in this corner. I kind of just keep it out. But that's where I work, that's my life. When I sit here, I can make the most prettiest colors in the world. I don't know if I'll catch fish or not, muddy watercolors, clear watercolors, big jigs, little jig colors. You know, it seems like it all works together like that. But this is my job. That's what this is all about, helping the fishermen catch more fish with these colors.
Basically, Stanley Jigs taught the bass fishermen how to fish a jig. Very few people fished a jig before Stanley Jigs. And then we started doing all the promotions, traveling and doing all the fishing shows in Atlanta, Oklahoma City, Dallas, you know, just all over, and really, and literally taught thousands of people how to fish a jig.
The one thing I like to do besides develop lures and colors and things to catch fish with is to teach the people. Through 17 years on ESPN, plus all the other stuff that we've done, the G3 Sportsman we're doing now. Yeah, we kind of in bass and crappie heaven over here. You got the two big lakes like Toledo Bend and Sound Rayburn and Livingston and Conroe, but then you got Little Merval Lake, the Lake Nacogdoches. There ought to be some bigger fish out here somewhere. Come on, big one. You know, I really don't know, probably 20 or 30 tournaments I've won. And trying to run a business and fishing bass tournaments, no, not like what we used to do. Another little one. Nice little pound and a half bass. Get out there and go tell your grandmother to buy it, man. What's the deal? That's what it is. I'm making a jig. You trim the weed guard off and a little bit of oil. Put the jig through the middle. This is how they hand cut custom. All of our jigs, when we make them like this, they're actually custom made by somebody, either me. There's one of the prettiest jigs May ever made right there.
When you look at bass fishing, and this is what this is all about, nobody has done more to give fishermen tools to catch more fish with than Stanley Jigs and Lonnie Stanley.
The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department was created 50 years ago when the Game and Fish Commission and State Parks Board were merged. To mark this anniversary, we take a look through the archives to see how things have changed and stayed the same across the decades.
I started to work 30 years ago this June. And at $90 a month and $75 for the use of my private automobile. Wasn't a whole lot of money, but that was the good old days.
What were your thoughts looking back at the film?
I knew all of them. You know, I thought that was good old days back then. We were still under the kind of the old style of law enforcement. We drove our own cars. We didn't have radios. Certainly no cell phones. There was no way to summons help. If they got into trouble with a bunch of hunters or anybody, you know, bank robbers, whoever, then they were out there on their own.
I started to work at 53 at $220 a month. And I was a little more fortunate than you fellas. They was purchasing uniforms at that time, but I was driving my own car at 6 cents a mile.
Well, the 6 cents a mile wouldn't cover all of the cost of operating a vehicle, especially out where game wardens work. And that's in the country, on dirt roads, brush. Back then, game wardens furnished their own vehicle, their own maintenance, their own gasoline. In addition, they furnished their own firearms.
State game warden, move around, place your hands on the tailgate and pick up, please.
If they needed anything else,
Nice looking buck you have there.
handcuffs or anything, then they had to provide that themselves. The department didn't furnish anything except a badge and a law book.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Areas that they worked were so huge at that time, just not even comparable to what a game warden's area of responsibility today.
He should always be a gentleman, unless the situation demands otherwise. Then he must be capable of taking care of himself and always in control.
Back then, you know, you were just on your own. You catch them or not catch them, one or the other. And the big problem was that when the department started furnishing vehicles in 1961, they bought 6-cylinder Fords. And those things, the top speed that I ever heard of was 81 miles an hour. And very often the lawbreaker didn't even know that he'd been in a chase. I mean, he was just driving normal speeds and outrun the game warden. That's how we used to stop cars. Not everybody had red lights and sirens and that sort of thing. So the department furnished flags like that, and we would stand out and hold them out, and people would stop. That's the only thing we had.
The Texas coastline is the third longest in the nation. It's the duty of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department's game wardens to enforce the laws concerning hunting, fishing, and water safety in this area, just as they do inland.
In Corpus Christi, I was stationed there for 11 years, and we picked up lots of nets, hundreds of thousands of feet every year. They would set those nets out there and catch just bushels and bushels of black drum, and then the trout and redfish. Numbers started to decline. That's when sportsmen finally woke up to what was going on and really cooperated with the state in passing a good law and providing the means of enforcing it.
Oh, I have a stomach ache.
You okay now?
I guess so. Yes, just a minute. Glenn, it's for you.
Game warden wives are really a boon to the department. They spend a lot of time answering calls, giving out information, operating radio.
On the way right now. All right, bye.
Aren't you going to eat supper with us first?
I gotta go to work. We'll see y'all later.
And they would dispatch game wardens, and even if there wasn't didn't have anything to do with their husband, they would still dispatch for other game wardens. And they're just a really free source of labor.
The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department operates one of the toughest training academies in the United States. The game wardens of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department are a dedicated group of men.
Back then, the biggest concern was, of course, the female game wardens. And everybody thought that there would be homes wrecked and things would really go down the tube. That did not happen. In fact, I pinned the badge on the very first one.
Is this working out all right? You doing okay?
Oh, yeah.
Bringing back good memories of these characters watching this?
Oh, yeah. Every game warden that's been on for any length of time has stories like that.
I'm going to tell you a little story about, it's a true story. Not a big story, but it's a true story.
I tried to catch him out for several weeks and finally I went in that horseback one night, cool, misty night.
And I walked over and poured it on his nets and set them on fire. And he went back into town. He said, I've met something down on the creek today. He said, that fella something else. Said, not only took my nets away from me, said he got my gasoline and burned them up.
There's lots of stories still floating around.
Well, like the rest of you, when you tell these stories through the years, there's usually so many humorous ones, it's hard to say which one might be the funniest after all.
You know, there's so many stories out there that people tell on game wardens and game wardens tell on themselves. Really nice to remember all of those times.
The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department is proud of these officers of the outdoors. The Texas Game Warden.
So that's what we're going to use today to try and figure out what these animals are. I'm going to bring out some furs and some skulls. Where's your skull?
Fantastic for the kids. They learn about nature, respecting nature, our place in nature. The kids get to learn and do. And less than an hour from Houston, beautiful scenery. We've got the pileated woodpecker here. Excellent interpretive services from the park rangers.
Well, we're close to Houston area, and there's a lot of organized youth groups in the Houston area, and they like to come out here because it is close to home. They don't have to go as far. It's nice and quiet. It's safe. We have a real nice environment and good facilities, and so they just come out here and they have a good time. We have the hardwood bottomland forest here. We have some magnificent trees down in there and birding, some of the best birding in this part of Texas on those trails down there. We have about 5 miles of trails that meander around the Brazos River. Very scenic, and folks really enjoy them. And now with the mountain bikers, it's caught on here now, and so the mountain bikers come out and ride the trails on their bikes as well.
When I first came out, we saw that the park it's just a wonderful park. Gets you out of the city. We came out in 2001, and there was probably about 2.5 miles of trails, and we went ahead and put in another 3 to 4 miles of trails, and there's about 6 miles of trails.
Most of these trails probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Houston Off-Road Bicycle Association, the mountain bike groups. They came out and they've done a tremendous amount of work for us. They come out and they help us with trail maintenance, so it's really we've been blessed.
The first time I saw a dad and his kid riding one of the trails, that just kind of made it all come together, why it's a good thing to build trails in the state parks.
And all the wonderful zigzaggy trails that you get a lot of exercise, and this is the big park. It's wonderful things to see and everything.
Don't have to go far to get the beauty of it. It's just pretty and it's peaceful out here and lots of good hiking.
Well, my Saturdays are basically spent doing just education, doing hikes and programs, and today it's been, I'm about halfway done. I've done 2 programs, and now I'll do 2 hikes and then a program this evening. So Saturday is the busiest time of the week, and it's the time that I get to do all this fun stuff. We have the eyes facing forward. It's a predator. But it's really trying to get them to enjoy it as much as possible by giving them a little bit more information about what they're seeing. And I love this park.
It's just a wonderful park.
Just a nice place to be.
Oh yes, he moved and I got a definite look at the head.
We have so many people coming from all over Texas and the U.S. to see this bird.
Oh yes.
To see a South American bird up here in Texas is pretty neat.
The fork-tailed flycatcher is a rare bird. We've got about 25 records of it historically in Texas, and one has been seen right across the road from the park. We had the rains for a while during the summer, and then it's gone dry again, and so the wildlife is a little bit confused.
The outpouring has been phenomenal because of this ultra-rare tropical bird, which is almost unheard of to be seen in Texas. So this bird is relatively small. It's like a little cotton ball with some black string hanging off of it for its head and its tail.
A lot of people think it's funny that, and I do too sometimes, that people have this kind of obsession about seeing birds. For me, it's to have a chance to be out and have a more intimate connection with the natural world.
Well, we really hope it finds its way in its migratory process, that's for sure. But if it does stick around, it'll join the many other rare species that you can find at McKinney Falls State Park.
We have several different rooms in the Nature Center itself about different things, but this is by far my favorite room. This is our reptile room, which houses our snakes and our lizards. Maybe. Oh, touched him. Okay, got a mouse. Open up just enough to get this in there. This is a Texas rat snake. Try to let him smell it. All right, there he went. He'll eat pretty much every week. A lot of my other snakes, kind of on and off, and depending on the season. That guy, he might be going in the wrong direction. All right, so since he's going tail first, all the legs are gonna kind of sort of get in the way. Just makes it a little slower. He can handle it though. So yeah, I like this part. I like feeding everybody. I like keeping everybody healthy. Everyone has personality. Every one of these snakes, I know them. I know their temperaments. I know the ones I can go in and just pick up, and I know the ones that I better have gloves on. So they all have personalities, and it's fun. I like them. Yep. If you look, he's using one side of his mouth first, and then he'll use the other side. It's almost like he's pulling the mouse into his mouth one side at a time. Makes it come in a little bit easier. All right, now his throat and neck muscles are pretty much taken over. His teeth are running out of room, and he's gonna have to rely on those muscles in his neck. Oh, he's getting agitated now. So, it's time to close the tank.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Doing what's right and good, regardless of the degree of difficulty, takes guts. Those are the people who build Ram Trucks. Ram.